Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Jatin Parmar and today I'll be sharing my experience with the EM Normandie Business School. आप लोग बहुत सारे questions पूछ रहे थे. I'll try my best to answer all of these questions and share my personal experience with you. So starting firstly with कि exactly semester exchange होता क्या है? So if you're doing a graduation or masters in India, you have an option to study abroad for a particular semester. So आपकी जो home university की partner universities होती हैं. For example, I was a student of Chitkara University and मेरी university का tie-up है EM Normandie Business School के साथ. So I did one of my semesters in EM Normandie Business School without paying any extra tuition fee. But over here I'll be talking more about the EM Normandie Business School in particular and I'll be answering all of your questions. So let's get started. So let me start with a few little things that I absolutely loved about EM Normandie Business School, especially if you are an international student. Firstly, airport pickup. जब भी आप किसी नई कंट्री में पहुंचते हो, you are always scared. No matter you might have traveled a lot, but आपको अंदर कहीं ना कहीं कोई डर रहता है कि आप एक नए शहर में जा रहे हो. So will you be able to manage out things? So EM Normandie personally अपने international council में से किसी ना किसी को भेजते हैं to receive you at the airport. And by any chance अगर आप उन specific dates पे airport नहीं पहुंच रहे, they'll reimburse you the entire amount for transportation from the airport to the business school. So all these small little things really count a lot. Secondly, first week में आपके orientation days और आपके social ice breaking sessions रहते हैं. So there is a specific team of international council जो सारे international students का ध्यान रखती है. Of course, it's not just कि India से students EM Normandie जा रहे हैं. There are a lot of countries from which students come to EM Normandie Business School to study or to continue their semester exchange. So you have to do some ice breaking sessions with them. Also because आप एक नई city में हो, you don't know a lot about that city. So this international council team really helps you a lot. They make you comfortable. They help you with everything, right from the accommodation to understanding the transportation network and also to make some new friends. Personally talking about my experience here, मैं थोड़ा सा late पहुंचा था then the orientation days, but there was still 1 week जिससे पहले we could have started with the classes. But trust me, this international council team really helped me a lot and that was the best week because we were every day meeting new people, socializing. हमें campus tour दिया गया था and also we went to a very beautiful beach. So it was absolutely a good start of my experience with EM Normandie. I had Spanish friends, I had friends from Iceland, a lot of friends from UK and of course a lot of French friends as well. So this makes you socialize with people from around the world. So आप बहुत सारे cultures की तरफ आपको exposure मिलता है and also apart from this, you make a global network that stays with you for the entire life. Also, all the professors who teach in EM Normandie Business School speak English. So इसलिए जो आपको communication रहता है during the lectures is absolutely amazing and आपकी understanding बहुत ही ज़्यादा अच्छी रहती है. So guys, I have a very special guest on board. That's Haleen Sandhu from the International Office of Chitkara University who helped me a lot in the mobility towards France along with the support of Chitkara University. So ma'am, please throw some light on the experience of EM Normandie and your partnership with the business school.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Jatin. We've got a very strong partnership with EM Normandie and every time we do have, let's say a couple of students going for an exchange program at EM Normandie Business School. It's a strong partnership where we value that partnership and a lot of students get a lot of hands-on experiences. They follow not only from the perspective of their studies but their passion, their exposure, and it's an endless list. For example, let's take a very live example. A gentleman sitting right next to me, Jatin, right. You went there for a semester exchange program.
Absolutely.
And you follow your passion, you became a blogger.
Absolutely. I guess that was the point when I actually got to travel a lot because we have to have a classes 4 days in a week and those 3 days I used to manage to go explore one country and started putting some travel videos and that's how I got into travel blogging. And look at now I'm getting all the tourism boards on the house these days invite when I get to travel. So I feel it's very important for you to step out of your comfort zone and then get to travel, get that exposure, and there's a lot of cultural exchange as well because honestly there were a lot of friends who मेरे वहाँ जाके बने from Spain, Amsterdam, Netherlands, all these places. So now if I plan to go back to Europe, I'm sure I have a lot of friends out there who can help me out throughout it. So a global network बन गया है.
Exactly. A lot of students also get an exposure of the fact that whether they want to study, do their masters there or not. For example, we've got Akanksha Kaushik who just went for a semester exchange and she's planning to do her masters at EM Normandie Business School. So it also gives a filler to the students that in case they want to look up or probably opt for the master's program, will they be able to do it and how it will be. So it's a great exposure overall.
I think semester exchange turns out to be a very good option for you to experiment it out. You go there for 6 months, you actually, you are in a very good phase that you can enjoy it, feel it, and then you figure it out whether you can move to that particular country or not.
Exactly. I completely second that thought because it's a program where it's beautifully designed, and the best part is that the student need not pay any tuition fees to the host university, to EM Normandie Business School. He only has to look after his,
when they're going for a semester exchange.
Yes, when they're going for a
And then, you can always, figure things out. You can see that whether France is a place you would actually like to move out to, and then you could just apply for a master's program as just like a consultant.
Exactly. And, because you're applying for a semester exchange, you get a Schengen visa. You not only study, you explore cultures, countries.
Right.
It's a different ball game.
Absolutely, that's something I was sharing in the video, talking about my personal experience. But would you like to share something like जो previous past में students गए हैं, how did they actually feel? Because you might know it better.
Oh, it honestly wonderful. When the students come back to us, they're a different human being. There was this one of the students who had gone. I think after, let's say, 10 days of attending his classes, he went to Croatia on a frozen lake, clicked a picture and sent it to us.
Yeah.
I could really think, that
person
could
go out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, go out of the comfort zone, travel all alone, go to Croatia altogether, to a country where I would say, I never expected him to go.
Right.
So, let's say from a fact that, it stretches you or it pushes you, to explore your potential, which is the motto of Chitkara University, for which we all are working here at Chitkara to tell a student or to push a student to explore his potential and excel in that.
I believe more than just the academics, because academics is something that EM Normandie takes care of. They have one of the best professors. All the courses are taught in English. Apart from that, you get the exposure that has been lacking in your life. You get to go step out in the outer world, make some international friends from different parts of the world, and then that's how things work out.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I guess that was pretty much, and thank you so much for being in the video. And yes guys, we would highly recommend EM Normandie Business School in case you're planning up to study in France. That is one of the best business schools out there. Also guys, sharing some fun facts here, EM Normandie Business School is amongst the top 90 business schools in Europe and amongst the top 20 business schools in France. Also, more than 700 international students are welcomed here every year. So आप खुद समझ सकते हो, जब इतने सारा exposure आपको मिलता है एक नए business school में जाके, it really adds to your CV as well. No matter you go there for a semester exchange for your graduation or masters, you will get a very good records in your CV. Okay, coming up to some questions that you guys asked me now. The first question is, was it comfortable to study in France? Well, honestly, France is a place where everybody doesn't speak English and most of the people speak French. So I am pretty sure that आपको starting के days में काफी communication issues आ सकते हैं. But being very honest, EM Normandie did not let me feel that even once. Because coming back to the points, all the professors speak English. Also, there is a dedicated international council team that really helps you to get comfortable with the people. जितने भी students थे, knowing the fact that because we are international students, they never, try to, make us feel that we do not know French. They used to always try their best to speak in English. Also, in addition to this, there's one stop for all the international students, the hub, जहाँ पे आप जाके अपनी daily to daily issues resolve कर सकते हो. Let it be in terms of accommodation, your paperwork, or any such query in regards to the college. And apart from that, every weekend there used to be a lot of fun activities जो international council हम सब के लिए organize करता था. For example, there used to be house parties. Apart from that, there used to be a lot of events. Like we went for some game plays, we went for the beach visit, and ऐसे हर weekend पे कुछ ना कुछ activities या day trips organize रहते थे. Also there used to be a Sunday market which used to be super fun. वहाँ पे एकदम local सामान मिलता था and used to be super cheap. So every day, every Sunday we used to go there for breakfast and do all of our grocery shopping, and we used to go with all the international students, which was absolutely fun. Second question is, why did I choose to take a semester exchange and study in EM Normandie Business School? So honestly speaking, as everyone, I wanted to be a part of an international curriculum, but I was not very sure that whether do I want to move out completely to a new country. So that's why I went to EM Normandie Business School for one semester for a total duration of 4 months, so I can experience the culture of France. And then probably if I like it, I could just go there for my masters or for my further higher studies. Now I choose EM Normandie Business School as it's one of the 1% of double accredited AACSB and EQIS business school. Only 5% of business schools in the world hold this prestigious label. With the European EQIS accreditation, EM Normandie is part of the very close circle of 1% of the double accredited universities in the world. All these numbers were enough for me to make a decision that EM Normandie was one of the finest and the best schools I could enroll myself into. So the third question says, do you get a CV or a certificate by studying for a semester exchange? The answer is yes. I did get a certificate from the EM Normandie Business School that really adds to my CV. If I further go for my master's to in a different country, then I can add it to my CV that I went to EM Normandie Business School for a semester exchange. So it has all my grades and all the letter of recommendations that I got it from my professors out there. And trust me, if you guys go for a semester exchange during your graduation, it can turn out to be very fruitful for you in the near future. Apart from that, honestly, for me it was more of a different experience altogether. Not just that I got a certificate from EM Normandie, for me it was a lot of exposure towards a different world. I stayed in a new country for 4 months, which was absolutely amazing. I got to learn more about the French culture, the French food, which was honestly one of the best decisions of my life. Apart from that, I got to travel Europe. I went across 7 different countries in a total span of 4 months. The fourth question is, how did you decide on the course for the semester exchange? So usually जब आप semester exchange के लिए enroll करते हो, जो आपका home university के अंदर, for example for me, the course I was pursuing in Chitkara, you have to basically enroll for a similar course with similar subjects, but in EM Normandie you still have a couple of choices. So students could build their own courses. In fact, they could choose a la carte courses according to their appetites and professional projects, their goal and interest. 4 tracks are offered to us: the expertise track to specialize in a specific field, the global track to forge a resolutely international profile, the alternate track to emphasize professionalism and strategy, and consulting track for moving towards a strategic advice. As soon as we joined the campus, we personally had a couple of options to learn languages and some new subjects, and I personally choose French because you are in France, you need to learn the basics of French. So that's how I introduce myself. Bonjour, je m'appelle Jatin. That says basically good morning, hi, my name is Jatin. And that's how we started up learning the French language, and honestly I think I know the basics for now, and I can understand, I could communicate in the basic words with the French people. Alright guys, the next question is, how is life there except apart from the course? So guys, honestly speaking, life in EM Normandie is absolutely fun. I was studying there for 4 days in a week, and in the next 3 days either I was traveling or doing some social projects, and apart from that there are more than 100 associations that you can get associated to. Also there are associative projects internal to school, and you can also join some external structure through the Citizens Project. The next question is, was the communication with professors easy? Yes, 100%. The excellence of teaching staff at EM Normandie allows its students to follow courses given by teachers of very high quality. 97% of the school's professors hold a doctorate. So basically, one, you are in the best hands in terms of education excellence. You have all the materials taught in class available, plus the teachers are extremely supportive and available to help you out at any given point of time. So the next most important question here is, how can you actually find budget-friendly accommodation? So my college EM Normandie has its own website by the name StudApart, where we could find offers from property owners, student residences, agencies, or from the school community. We had to connect to StudApart once we are at EM Normandie and once we log into the portal. The hub, which is basically the platform जो आपको help करता है in case you're an international student with all the logistics, also helped us to book us the cruise accommodation, जो एक government based accommodation है जहाँ पे आपको accommodation बहुत सस्ते में मिल जाती है. So cruise basically comes for roughly 250 to 300 euros a month, which is very cheap in comparison to Airbnbs, because मैं personally Airbnb में stay कर रहा था as I was in France for a short period of time. So I didn't want to get into all of the paperwork, but in case you're planning to go there for graduation or masters, I would highly recommend checking out StudApart and Cruise. And honestly, EM Normandie आपके साथ बहुत helpful रहता है, because one of my friends came late to the campus and that friend did not have any accommodation, and I remember जो professors थे वो खुद उसको जाके वो showcasing around the properties so that person could be comfortable on the very first day जब वो campus में पहुंचा था. So you can just stay in touch with the hub, which is basically the organization जो EM Normandie का ही part है, to figure out your accommodation. And in case अगर आप short term के लिए जा रहे हो, you can always choose upon Airbnbs, which you can easily book through the Airbnb platform, but be very aware of scams and make sure to do your own research before you book your accommodations. Okay, coming down to the last question, which says, how was the atmosphere at school? So honestly, I would say this is a school where it's live and flourish. The school carries a happy at the school label, which basically means the degree of satisfaction for students in terms of academics, in terms of the environment, in terms of the relationship with the companies they'll be joining in the near future. So EM Normandie has everything to offer, right from the infrastructure to the education to the one of the best professors in the world. Because I personally feel a good healthy atmosphere and balance is very important, especially when you're studying so far.